Hi everybody, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So I'm going to do today my next month decoration in my personal planner. So I'm just going to grab it. So this is my dark mint planner from Kikki.K. So I'm just going to open her up and my keys. And so we're going to be doing October. So I'm just going to take it out of the planner so I can decorate it. Just take it out. Just going to close that like that. Hopefully I don't lose all my sheets. Then we've got October. Now as you can see, I've already got a bunch of stuff in here, so I can just rub those out basically and change the information as we decorate. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use some stuff out of the new Kikki.K Paper Lovers book. I'm going to be using the blue section. Now I have done a flick through of this Paper Lovers book, so if you would like to have a look at that, I will provide a link for it down below. So I'm basically going to be using these kind of colours. So I'm mainly going to be playing with these stickers, but because there's not really a sheet here of patterned paper that I really like, because I've just got the stripes, and I don't want to use this one because it's just, I'm only going to use like a strip down the side. I just think it's a bit of a waste for such a pretty piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a piece out of this 8x8 paper stack from Kmart, and I've also done a quick haul video where this is out of, so I will put a link for that down below as well. So it just so happens that one of these sheets looks very much like that kind of colour system that's coming out of that Paper Lovers book. So I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to remove that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this down the sides. Now you're going to be looking at that going, but wait a minute, it's too small, but I have a way around that. So I will show you as I go. So first thing I'm going to do is just grab my ruler. So I've got a plain old ruler here. So I'm just going to measure how long that is in there from there. So it's 1.5. So I'm just grab a pencil. I'm just going to measure that out roughly. You guys will know from projects I've done before, I'm not into being perfect. I'd rather be slightly off actually. I think it gives it more character. So I'm not worrying about being 100% perfect at all. So I'm going to do 2 because I'm going to need to. So I'm going to mark that at 1.5 on both. So you can see straight away I've almost messed that up already, but it's not really a big deal. So I've just done it like that. I'm just going to grab my paper cutter. This is going to fix my problem to a certain extent anyway. So all I do is I just line that up, make sure it's flat on the bottom, and then just cut. And then the same thing again. Because I know that one's slightly out, I'm just going to line it up with the line we did in the first place. There we go. So I've got my 2 strips. And I'm just going to put them in there like that just to see how it fits. So yes, perfect, pretty much perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my glue tape. So this is just glue tape from Officeworks. I've used it hundreds of times, but I will link it for you down below. I'm just going to run that down there. I'm going to run it a little bit on the edge as well, just so it doesn't stick up, because this page gets a bit of use. So just do that. I'm going to do an experiment in a second too with a sticker maker and see if that makes any difference to this. So this one, I'm going to line it up on the bottom, so that way I've got a little gap on the top, and I know that there's a gap there, so it's okay. So there we go. So I've left that one at the top. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, I think. Let's have a look at this strip. Oh look, this strip's thinner. going to put it at the top just because it looks like when those go together. Oh no, it doesn't really. I'll do it at the top. I'm just going to do a bit of an experiment here. I'm just going to use, this is my Xyron sticker maker. I'm just going to do an experiment, just make this into a sticker rather than using my glue tape, and see how I like that instead. So you just stick the paper in the top there and run it through, and you just kind of squish it, and that gets all the stickiness onto the back of the paper. I use these to make all my stickers. I have made a fair few for keeping my planner in order. So obviously this is just a much more, simple is not the right word, but it's less messy. So I'm going to line this up with the side of that monthly view rather than with the edge of the paper. Go. And so there we go. I actually prefer the glue tape. I'll remember that for next time. So then I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors. I'm just going to cut that little edge off. And then grab my hole punch out of my Kikki.K stationery set that I used for this. I'll put a link to this one down below as well. This is last month's. I didn't do a video on last month's, but I can show you at a later stage if you like. I'm just punching the holes. So there we go, that's when I've done those little bits. Now this is just me, and this is just because I'm going to be picky. I'm actually going to just trim the edge of this page and just make it line up there. I don't know why I don't really like it like that. I've actually been noticing that the Kikki.K sheets aren't quite square. It's just a little anal retentive thing for me. So there we go, that's that set up like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a sticker, a couple of stickers out of the Paper Lovers book. So I'm going to grab this one. And I'm going to grab, I'll start with this one. So I'm just going to put this down in the corner. Just circle that around. I'm just going to cut the back. Go. And so that kind of hides that fact that I've not got enough paper there. Then I'm just going to do something very similar on the other one. Instead of using one of those stickers, I'm going to use this. These are the, they're supposed to be jar labels. I'm never going to use them for jar labels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this one here. It's got these pretty stripes. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut, knock my pencil out of the way. Just going to cut as close as I can to straight, not worrying too much about it. I'm not going to throw that away because I'm going to use that. So I'm just going to kind of leave it sitting there. I'm just going to round these corners off so that they look a little bit even. You won't notice in a second anyway. And I'm just going to stick those that up the top. And then just cut. There we go. So there's the edges. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write in some of these more important bits. So as you can see through here, I'm on annual leave through all this, so that's when I'm not at work. So I'm just going to rub out my pencil mark, because that's all confirmed now, so I don't have to worry about it changing on me. Be really careful with this Kikki.K paper, it's really thin, so if you don't sort of hold yourself straight before you do it, you have a tendency to scrunch the paper. I'm also going to just rub out this one here, just because I'm going to put it back in afterwards. Make it as much as gone as I can. So you see they've kind of got a bit of a scratch there now, but that's okay. There we go. So going back into the paper lovers book, I'm just going to move that sticker. I'm going to get another one of those label stickers. I'm going to grab this one here. Try and decide if I want to put that, something like that there to signify when I'm on leave, or if I want to kind of use it differently. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to, actually, I've just had the best idea ever, so I'm going to put this back in here. As close as I can, doesn't really matter. It's not 100% perfect. That's pretty close. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab this paper that I've used my edges out of, and I'm just going to cut out a couple of these arrows. So not too perfectly, but just around the edges. Just gonna do that a bit rough so I can pull it out. So I'm going to use 3, so I'm going to grab 3 different ones. It's 1, 2, and 3. So just cut those 3 out. And I'm going to shove these through the sticker maker just because the glue tape's going to be a little thick. So you just put them in the top like that. And because they're so skinny, you can obviously do 2. Actually, you probably should be able to do all 3. Just run them through like that. And I'm just going to grab a pen that's about the same sort of colour. Obviously you can tell I'm doing a bit of a blue theme. And it's good to know too that just because the stuff that comes out of your paper lovers book might be out of the foodies one, you don't have to use it for food. I just like the colours. So I'm going to put this one's going to shoot along here. Which one's going to go exactly the same the other way. So all that is really is just signifying where it is. So I'm just going to do some little sort of shoot marks. This is just for me. Not going to make it look all that much different or better, but I just think they look cool. And then I'm just going to write along the top here, just so I know. It's just going to look like that. This on the other side, same thing. Even though this is on the weekend, it's good to know when it actually is. So that's that set out. And then I'm going to grab another colour, another blue. I'm going to stick with this whole blue thing. I'm just going to put this down the bottom. I'm going to grab that part of that sticker that I used before. I'm just going to cut it out in a kind of circle-ish kind of manner. I'm just going to put that just there like that. So that's sort of the basic of it. I'm just going to grab another couple of bits. I'll grab some of these tags. I'm going to grab this one here. This one here says enjoy. And I'll grab the one that says hooray as well. So pull them out. Grab that little cardboard hole bit out. What I'm going to do is this one is I'm going to put it, I want to put it there, but then it's going to go over what I've already written in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my paper cutter. I'm just going to thin these up a little bit. So I'm not changing anything about them at all, I'm just going to make them slightly skinnier. There we go. Grab the glue tape. Sorry, our dog's just walked in. He's got a bone or something. A little bit of glue there. Go. And this one I'm actually going to leave loose. I just always find the holes aren't quite big enough for the planners. I'm going to leave this one loose, so I'm going to hang it from one of these. So because I know that's going to be in the middle, I'm just going to flip it over. Just grab my pencil. Grab my planner back up. So as you can see, this is a really basic month. I'm not going too over the top with the decorations or anything. I'm just going to open this up to the right page. As you can see, my planner is very, very full. So making sure my key stays in the other month, because at the moment it's still September. So I'll put those in like that. So that's what it looks like when it's finished. So as you can see, I've just shoved that tag in. So it's really, really simple. It's not too over the top. It's not too anything. I'm just going to grab that pen again. And do little spinny things from there. Now you could go a bit further and continue doing a couple more arrows down the bottom here where the month is over. I may do that later, but at the moment I'm really happy with the way that looks. And the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add in some stickers. So I'm just going to go to the back of my planner where I keep all my extra stickers. So these are all stickers that I've made myself. So I've just got pictures off the internet basically and used them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab these ones. These are just little netball stickers. So I'm just going to put them on Sundays. I think I've actually got as many as there are Sundays, so I'm just going to put a couple in just to show you. So, oh look, there's only 2. I only need 3 anyway. So I play netball on Sunday night, so that's going in there. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little scuba diver sticker on the, just on this weekend, because I'm not quite sure yet when I'm diving. So it's going to go across that whole weekend, and that's just to remind me that that's what I've got to do. Let's put those back. So that is basically it for this decoration. If you guys want me to show you how I make my stickers, let me know and I'll do a video for that for you of how I go about making them and all that sort of stuff. So you can see it's just really simple, really basic, but I think that looks rather cool. And the tag just moves around but sits naturally sort of there. I can still see what's on that day if I need to. So I do these not every month but most months, so keep an eye on my page. Subscribe if these are the kind of videos you like, and let me know and I'll do them as often as I possibly can. And I will see you guys again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.